Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Again, it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's me, Debsy. Hey guys, and hello. And I think you may be seeing this, I'm gonna say happy Thursday, but I'm gonna also say happy Friday, because I don't know when I'm putting this up. I'm filming it on a Thursday. That's why this all looks familiar. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Karen Read trial. Am I gonna go through the Karen Read retrial? Am I gonna go through every single day? I'm not. After the first one, before the first one, I was like, maybe I will do this every day. Maybe I'll give a recap. I don't think I am, because today wasn't like fireworks. So let's talk about this though. Yesterday, they called her. She was the second witness on the first day, and it went from the first day to the second day. I'm talking about Carrie Roberts. Carrie Roberts was she the second? She was the second. She was the second witness that the Commonwealth called. She also testified in the first trial. Her testimony during the first trial was decent. There was no cross on the first trial. That changed. And it brought us some spiciness. And let's talk about it, because like I said, Carrie Roberts during the first trial, she was okay. Boy, she put her foot in it this time. So we find out that basically okay, so let's get into it, because she put her foot in it on cross. She got caught in a lie, because at grand jury, she was asked, I'm not quite sure the exact wording, but Adam Lawley basically had asked if she heard Karen Read say anything to Jennifer McCabe in the car, while they were at while they were at Fairview, where John O'Keefe was found. And she said that she heard Karen Read ask Jen McCabe to Google hypothermia and how long can somebody be out in the cold, before something happens, in reference to this Google search that was found on Jen McCabe's phone that said house long to die in cold. So Carrie Roberts had said at the grand jury that she heard Karen say this. But then it comes out now that in fact, she did not. What she had heard, she didn't hear Karen say that. She said that she was told that Karen asked Jen to do that search, that Google search. So she lied. And Jackson was like, oh my God, when Adam Jackson caught her in it, she immediately face got red, very defensive, and he was like, so you lied. She's like, not intentionally. And Bev Canone, Judge Bev, was like, did you lie? She's like, not intentionally. I misunderstood the question, Mr. Jackson. And then he's like, I didn't hear what she said. I misunderstood the question, Mr. Jackson. And I was like, oh, girl, calm down. He's not the one. He's not the one that you want to do this with. See, here's the thing. If you misunderstood that, why wouldn't you say at that point, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Or could you rephrase that? I don't understand. Because Adam Lawley clearly in how he said it, in his question, he did say that you heard, but basically saying, what did you hear? What, if anything, did you hear Karen say to Jen about this search? So she did lie. And that whole cross it showed me exactly who the mastermind behind all of this is. And that's Jen McCabe. Because before this even happened, Carrie Roberts was friends with John O'Keefe. And I mean, she was like, it seemed like there were two groups of friends. Like there were close friends to him. And then there were like the other friends, like the friends that, like the Alberts or the McCabe's or the people that he would just go out drinking with. Carrie Roberts knew him from high school. They went to junior prom together. She helped him with, with the kids. And so they were close. She was not close with Jen McCabe. She didn't really even know Jen McCabe. She's the only person that didn't go out drinking that fateful night when they went to C.F. McCarthy's and the waterfall. So she didn't know that other crowd really at all. She had probably heard of them, but she didn't really know them. So her and Jen McCabe were not friendly. Afterwards, though, Jen McCabe, interestingly, is usually with her when she's going to go in and be questioned. And when she's not, then she's talking to her because she supposedly just talked to Jen McCabe before she went in to testify for the retrial. And I thought this was interesting because she said she talked to Jen McCabe because Jen wanted to wish her luck. Why do you need luck? If you're going in to testify and you're telling the truth, why do you need luck? I mean, is it good luck in sticking to what we had decided, this timeline? The timeline, like this happened, and then they got together. Jen McCabe and Carrie Roberts got together to make a timeline at the behest of Peggy O'Keefe, which I didn't understand that either. Like, why is his mother telling you to make a timeline? That right there was, let's get our story straight. Here's what, and let me back that up. I think Jennifer McCabe was like big into getting that timeline down so that she can coach Carrie Roberts. That's what I think. I think Jennifer McCabe manipulated her. She was using Carrie Roberts. And then when it comes out that, oh, by the way, Alan Jackson, AJ, let it out that, they had a group chat without you. And they were talking about they were talking about you when you were talking to Officer Lank. Oh, you weren't in on it. You're not going to be in on it. She's using you. And she fell hook, line, sinker. I'm going to tell you this, when Jennifer McCabe, two people I want to see during this, Jennifer McCabe and Michael Proctor. Oh, the fire that is going to be spewing when those two get up there. But yeah, Carrie Roberts, she didn't do it. They put her higher up in the rotation this year because they thought, well, this is going to be, she was likable. She was likable the first trial, and she's a credible witness. And then he gets up there and he tears her apart and she lies. And then the first day, the first witness gets up and he's found lying. So there's two people that they could look at impeaching. They won't, but you could look at it because they were both lying. When Judge Bev said, "Are you lying?" and she said, "Not intentionally." Well, but it's lying. So there's that. And then, if not just like the cherry on the top of this cake, the cherry on the top of this icing was when Beverly Cannoni says, "Okay, you're excused, Mrs. McCabe." Mrs. McCabe. I was like, oh, no, she did not. Yep. It did not go well. And then I was surprised that they put her up on the stand. They brought Peggy O'Keefe, John O'Keefe's mother, onto the stand. I wonder if I hope they're not putting her up there just to get elicit an emotional reaction and some sympathy from the jurors. And I will say, I felt so bad for his mother. His mother has lost like almost 3 children because she lost her daughter Kristen to cancer. 2 months after that, she lost Kristen's husband. Kristen's husband died from like a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. And then John O'Keefe passes. So I felt terrible for her. That was heartbreaking. I felt terrible for her, and I felt so angry at Hank Brennan. And the reason being is because here is this woman who has lost 2 children. And like I said, she might as well have lost 3 because she also lost her son-in-law. And she has been grieving in the public spotlight. And you bring her up here and then show this picture of her son who doesn't look like he died like a great way. Like there's no way to die great, but this is just, he's dead. And then here you are showing a picture. Here, is this your son? And then she's bawling. I felt terrible. I thought that was emotional manipulation. I thought that was absolutely disgusting and terrible. And he did the same thing to Carrie Roberts. He shows this picture of John O'Keefe, and it looked like it was a picture from like the hospital, like after he was pronounced unalived. And he's like, here, is this him as you saw him at the hospital? Come on. You're doing that. That is a dirty thing to do because these people are grieving, and then you're just putting their pain right out on Front Street and you don't even care. And please, do not tell me that you're trying to get justice for John O'Keefe, because that's the one person that that's the one person that deserves I'm not going to say that he's the only person that deserves justice, but listen, he's the number one person, okay? Because he was alone, and he died alone in the snow with no one around. And then here comes these investigators and these cops. They did absolutely no investigation. None. He's found unalived in the snow. They don't go to the house. They don't immediately go into the house and ask the people, the homeowners of the house of the lawn in which he was found. Eventually they did, but when they did, they botched that investigation because they were interviewing people together. They didn't go around to any of these other houses in the neighborhood and ask if they'd known anything. Nothing. They immediately jump to what had been Karen Reed. So he deserved better. John O'Keefe deserved better, meaning he deserved for this to be investigated. But as it looks like they weren't going to do that, because the lawn that he was found on was the lawn of a Boston police officer. The band of brothers got to stick together, and you can't pierce that blue line. He deserved better. That's it. That's what I have to say about day 2. Day 3, they brought up Guarina again. They brought up a couple people. One person who works at C.F. McCarthy's, one person that works at the waterfall, basically laying the foundation. Is this the inside of this establishment? Has anything else been done? And nothing. So there was nothing there. Oh, also yesterday, I was thinking when his mother was on the stand, I thought, I really hope that Alan Jackson does not cross her, doesn't do cross-examination. And he didn't. He basically had said, please accept my condolences or something like that, Mrs. O'Keefe, and no questions. Because if you get up there and you cross this grieving mother who is just, after this heartbreaking testimony, no, that was the exact right thing to do. And what else today? Oh gosh. And then Guarino gets up today and reads those. He is the officer who extracted phone messages and all the information from John's cell phone, from Karen's, I think from Jen McCabe's, from Carrie Roberts. And he was reading back and forth the last text messages that went on between John and Karen. I'm going to tell you what, I felt like I was listening to like a high school couple texting back and forth. Oh, it was just, at one point I was like, thank God I'm single. Yeah, I'm okay with that. But I think they were putting that in there because they're trying to establish like the fact that John wanted to move on from this relationship, and maybe she had a reason for doing this. I don't see how they got this brought up with intent to harm. Honestly, we're gonna have to see, but I don't see how she hit him. I mean, I'm really I want to let go of everything that I learned in the first trial, but I can't. Because I don't know, I could never be a juror. Like if they came to me and were like, "Have you heard of this?" I'd be like, "Yes." "Okay, have you formed an opinion?" I have. I couldn't even be like, I know there's some people would be like, "Oh, I would love to be in this case." I would just say, I would just try my best to let them know that no, I haven't formed an opinion. But I couldn't, because even if I got up onto the jury, I can't hide my face. Listen, I've been told many times at the end of many meetings that I've been questioned several times as to the questioning of what's up with your face. I can't hide it. If it's inside of me, it's gonna be on my face. And even if I don't say anything on my face, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't appreciate me going, "Oh, no, girl." They wouldn't appreciate that. So, what else was I gonna say about this? Oh, yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you, they keep playing clips of her being interviewed. I said from the second that I started watching that ID docuseries, don't do this. You should not do this. This is a bad look. They shouldn't have let her do that, which I'm thinking that they recorded that, because they recorded that A Body in the Snow, which, as you know, I hate that title. But they filmed that while they were going through the first trial. I really think that they thought she's going to be found not guilty, and then we'll play this. And there we go. But I don't think they banked on there being a second trial. And now they can use all of this. And at one point, they did play a video of her saying that she admits to drinking while drunk, while impaired. And even though she said that when I drink and I drive, I don't take interstates and I take back roads and I drive slower. Listen, that is no. If you drink, you should not be behind that wheel. You absolutely should not. But as I've learned from this trial, everybody up there drinks. Like, everybody drinks and drives. Like, everybody, cops included. So I don't know. Listen, tomorrow they're going on a field view to Fairview. And then, so I don't know if there's going to be trial tomorrow. And then Monday, the ARCA experts, Crash Daddies, are coming back for voir dire. So I don't know if that's going to be a half day or not. So we shall see. So there we go. Keeping you up to date. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would like to have a discussion on this. So everybody, I think you're going to see this on Thursday. So happy Thursday. So if nobody told you yet today, you're loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world, so it comes right back at you. Take care of one another. Please be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Hydrate often with some water. And if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and all the positive energy your way so you make it through. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.